It's another Road to Memorial Cup edition of the CHL Top 10 show presented by Kia. My name is Scott Van Kunit, and today I talk to the final two teams that earned sweeps in the second round, the 8-2 Sarnia Sting and the 8-1 Gatineau Olympiques. For the first time in franchise history, Luca Del Bel Belluz and his Sarnia Sting have advanced to the third round after knocking out Guelph in 6 games, then the 2024 Memorial Cup host Saginaw Spirit in 4. The Columbus Blue Jackets prospect tells us what it's like to play in Sarnia right now, taking the Battle of the 402 to a whole new level, and what the Sarnia Sting will have to do successfully to win against the London Knights. Here's Luca Del Bel Belluz. My first guest today has 6 goals and 11 points in 10 playoff games from the conference final bound Sarnia Sting. It's Columbus Blue Jackets prospect Luca Del Bel Belluz. Luca, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Maybe not as rested as you are right now, but it's by the time this airs, it'll have been about a week since you guys swept the Saginaw Spirit to advance to the third round for the first time in franchise history. How's the mood in the room right now?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. It's not easy sweeping a series. So, right now we're just trying to, move on from that. That series is over with, but just trying to, key in on little things to get ready for our series against London.
What areas do you feel like you still need to make some improvements on?
Everything. When you go up against a team like Saginaw, it's going to be different than going up against a team like London. So there's different adjustments we need to make. So, working on neutral zone things, defensive zone coverage, power play, penalty kill, just all sorts of things. Because, every team has a different system. So, you're going to need to, change things around in order to, be successful.
Well, after that first round series that was 6 games against Guelph, how much more important was it to you guys to wrap up the Saginaw Spirit quickly, knowing that you'd want some extra rest, especially coming up against the Knights in the next round?
Yeah, I think in the first series against Guelph, we were up 3-0 and we did have a chance to sweep. And I think, that's one thing that we learned is that how hard a series is to close out. The team down when you're down 3-0, the team's not going to give you an easy win. Obviously they have their season on the line. So, I think just being able to, learn from that against Guelph, and I felt like we kind of handed away 2 games to them. And yeah, it was huge to really get that sweep. And, obviously we got a lot of extra rest from it too. So it's really helpful.
Looking back at it now, is that a bit of a blessing in disguise, having them push you a little bit there, and now you guys know not to let your foot off the pedal?
Yeah, exactly. We talked about it earlier going into playoffs that, you are going to face some adversity, and, we kind of did against Guelph. Like I said, we gave them those 2 games, and yeah, we didn't know how hard it was going to be out to close out a series. And yeah, it was good that we went through that early.
For a lot of the guys on the team, like you guys are a veteran team, it's going to be the final year in the OHL. How much have you guys talked about making this run count?
Yeah, this is it. We have a lot of guys that really want it. Our OAs are hungry. Some of our older guys, we really want to win. We have a really special team. Obviously, our GMs, our coaches, they really trust us. They brought us in here, to make this team. And yeah, they have a lot of trust in us, and, we don't want to disappoint them as well. All these fans coming out to support us every night. It's just been awesome. And, for us, we just want to give something back to them.
Well, personally for you, 3 goals in that final series, or the last series against Saginaw, two winners, including the game 2 OT winner.
Del Bel Belluz up top to Voigt. Voigt saucers it in front. Scores! Del Bel, Luca Del Bel Belluz scores in overtime. The Sarnia Sting win by a score of 2-1. Yeah, Del Bel Belluz has been around the net all night long.
What was it like scoring your first playoff OT goal?
Yeah, it's something like, obviously I've never done that before. That was my first one. So yeah, I felt totally unreal to just, help the team out in winning a game in overtime. It was a tight game. It was a tight game in general. The 2 goalies were playing really well, and it was kind of like a goaltending battle. It was a 1-1 game. And just kind of got a lucky bounce in front of the net, and I had an open net. So not one of my hardest goals, but definitely one that I always remember.
Did you feel like something was going to happen for you in that game? Like you had, I feel like 12 shots in that game.
Yeah, was kind of a joke, going into overtime and, going into the third period, that I've had a lot of chances all game. I think, like you said, I had like 12 or 14 shots on net. And I just felt like it was the matter of time before I was at least going to get one. So, just kind of keeping that, mental mindset and just staying calm and not getting frustrated when you do miss those chances. And, I kind of just stuck with it. And, I got a lucky bounce, like I said, and, I pounced on that opportunity.
How much fun are you having playing with a guy like Sasha Pastujov since coming over there? There's a lot of creativity on that line.
Pastujov over the line, gets around Savard, puts it in front, they score, what a goal! Pastujov finds Del Bel Belluz, Sarnia catches in, and it's 2-1. Everybody looking at number 36.
Sasha's an unbelievable player. Like, I've never seen players do the kind of stuff he does. He's very, very smart, and he's super skilled. So, even getting to practice with him every day, the stuff that he's able to do in practice is just, it's kind of jaw dropping. He does some crazy things with the puck, and, it's really special to have him on my line. And I think we work really well together, and, we've created a lot of chemistry. I'm kind of his Uber around here in Sarnia. I drive him to the rink. I drive him everywhere he wants to go. So, we've kind of created a really good friendship, and he's just a awesome player, but just also an awesome person.
Lots of additions that were brought into the Sting this year. How long did it take for you guys to, build those relationships and feel like you're a part of that organization?
I mean, since I got here, right at the trade deadline, we actually had a road trip for a good amount of time. So we were on a road trip, and, I got to get to know the guys a little bit better, and, being on the bus and being in hotel rooms and just hanging out, it was kind of really easy with all these guys. They made us feel really welcome. I know me and Del Master, that is, came in here not really knowing what to think. We've never been traded before, never like moved teams in the OHL, so we didn't really know what to expect. But everyone here, from the coaching staff all the way down to the players, equipment managers, everyone was just so welcoming and made it really easy for us.
Did it make it even easier having Del Mastro with you?
Yeah, I mean, I get to ask that question a lot, and definitely just having someone by your side in case, you felt a little uncomfortable or didn't know what to say in certain situations, is definitely easier having them around.
What was the biggest change for you going from Mississauga to Sarnia?
I mean, just hockey wise, I think just learning different systems. Like I said earlier, every team has a different system, and, having to, learn a completely new system after 4 years it was definitely challenging, but now that's all said and done. So, yeah.
Well, it was about, I'd say about mid-February when it seemed like everything started to click for you guys. Is that safe to say? Because you guys really got on a roll, kind of Valentine's Day on to the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first came in here, we were struggling a little bit. We're not struggling. We were winning games, but also losing some that we should have been winning. And I kind of just, we were talking to the coaches, and they were just like, it's a long time till playoffs right now. And, for us, we just want you guys to gel, and, we're going to try out different lines and try out different things. So, yeah, like you said, once we hit like mid-February, that's when things kind of took off, where we kind of found out where we were and what our team identity was, I guess you can say. And things took off for us as chemistry started to build around us.
And as you guys keep going, do you feel like you're really starting to hit your stride? I know you said you still have stuff to work on, so obviously you can take it to another level, but do you feel like you're hitting your stride now?
Yeah, I think we definitely have hit our stride, or hit my stride at least. I feel really comfortable with this team. I mean, everyone has a certain role on our team, and, just trying to stick to that and not trying to, go out of the way and be a player that I'm not. So, yeah.
Well, you said it already. Next series against the London Knights. It's not hard to get up against the London Knights, but taking the battle of the 402 to a whole nother level now. How exciting is it to just be able to face off against them in the next round?
I mean, I guess it's kind of like a dream series. I'm pretty sure it hasn't happened since like 1999 or something. And obviously, as everyone knows, the battle of the 402, it's a rivalry series. So, yeah, it's gonna be a battle to whoever comes out on the series. Yeah, I feel like we have an unbelievable team. We have everything from grit to skill to heart to you name it. We have everything, and we have everything in toolbox. And I don't see a reason of why we can't get the job done.
In a series like that, it's easy to have the emotions get really high with both crowds being so into it and everything. How do you keep them in check so that you guys aren't taking too many penalties?
Just for us, you got to stay level headed. We talked about this before going into playoffs. We had a meeting and we just kind of said, like, you always have to, be level headed. In your highs, you can't get too high, and in your lows, you can't get low. And I think it just, I think it's up to the player next to you or all your teammates to keep you in that mindset and not let you get too high or too low.
Well, since you joined the team and since the trade deadline, you guys are 2-0-2 against the Knights. They finished 1 point ahead of you in the standings, so they've got home ice in the round. But how do you feel like you match up against them? I know you said you got the grit and depth and everything, but how do you guys feel like you do?
I feel like we match up very good against them. Obviously, we played them, I think, 4 times in like 2 weeks when during that 2-0-2 record. And I think, it was very tough games. They're very physical. We are physical. We both have a lot of skill. But it should be a fun series. Fun series. And, we both have great goaltenders, especially in playoffs. I think Brochu has got like 4 shutouts, I want to say, and Benny's got 3. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a full team effort from both teams. And I think there's no reason why we can't come out victorious.
Yeah, 2 of the best goalies in the OHL playoffs right now. So what do you guys have to do to capitalize on your limited chances against Brochu since he is playing so well?
I think it's just playing the right way. And like I said earlier when we were talking about that, 12 shot game or whatever it was, it's just, sticking to it and just not getting frustrated on the bench, not getting in your own head. He's going to crack. There's going to be a time where he is going to crack, and not everyone's perfect, and you're going to slip up at times. So just waiting for that opportunity and just, being calm.
And for Gaudreau, he might be playing some of his best hockey of his career right now. What does that do to the rest of the room when you see him playing like that?
Yeah, I mean, Benny's a special goalie. He's been outstanding for us this playoffs, and he works extremely hard on and off the ice. And for us, it's a huge confidence thing for us players, knowing that, back there we have an absolute rock. And he's just been unreal for us.
Keeping the shooting lanes clear for Ben so he can see the shots is obviously important. How do you guys go about doing that?
Just sticking to our system. I mean, our D zone coverage, we work on it a lot, and just keeping them limited into having grade A scoring chances. Again, if they get a grade A scoring chance, it's most likely that we gave it up and we made a mistake, and we can live with that. But at the end of the day, we kind of got to limit those chances, and so it's on us.
Last year in Mississauga, you guys got swept by the eventual champions in Hamilton in the second round. So what did you and Del Mastro learn from your current teammate, Brendan Anderson, there too, from that series?
I mean, obviously Hamilton was a very special team last year, and just you're going to go through adversity. That's kind of the biggest thing. And, I think Hamilton going into like that final series and then going into the Memorial Cup is they went through some injuries and all that. And I think, we kind of already been through that. We had a little bit of a sickness going around our team, and we were missing a lot of players at a lot of different times. And just being able to step up your game to the next level, and, other players being able to step in and, take a job that's been open for a while, and while other players were out. And I think we did a great job of, sticking together as a team, and, being able to shut out games and just, playing together as a team.
As one of the older guys, do you guys talk to some of the younger guys and say, hey, listen, there are going to be some injuries, somebody's going to get sick or whatever, be ready to step in?
Yeah, we talked about that, stuff like that is going to happen. It's not everything's going to go perfect. There's going to be games where we're missing players. So everyone was fully ready, and, the guys that did step in did a fantastic job and were key parts to, certain victories and certain series.
Well, so for the Sarnia Sting to make it to the OHL final, what will you guys have had to do successfully to win that series against London?
Just sticking to our game plan. Like I said, in practice, working on our neutral zone, our power play, our defensive zone coverage. And, the coaches are doing it all for us. But at the end of the day, we have to go out there and, do the real work. And yeah, I feel like if we stick to our plans and our game plans and what we have to do, I don't think there's any way that we don't beat them.
Have you been keeping tabs on the Eastern Conference and your former teammate Noam Beck at all?
I mean, I know what's going on. I don't know. I'm not like keeping stats or anything like that. Like
No, no.
I know. Yeah, I know. I know that, they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals, which is great.
What have you guys, obviously, like we said, you've had some time off after the sweep. What have you guys been doing as a team away from the rink during that time?
I mean, we just actually I went home for a couple days. Obviously, they gave us a couple days off, so I just was able to go see family and then obviously come back here. And now we're honestly just going to practice and then hanging out after practice, whether it's a movie night or obviously everyone's watching the Stanley Cup final. So we get to watch that together. Last night we went to go watch the Leaf game together. And even like tonight, games like the OHL game sevens and, even sometimes some WHL or QMJHL games. So just obviously we're all hockey nerds and we all love the game. We all want to watch it. So we like to know what's going on. And I guess that's a good way of spending time together.
How excited was Voigt last night?
He's just whatever about it. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of us are Leaf fans, so we're all pretty excited. So yeah.
Who's going to have the best playoff beard on the team, and who's going to struggle the most?
Best playoff beard is between Limpar Lance, Benny, Goudreau, and Dillingham. Those are like the only real playoff beards. And then you got guys like me who have greasy facial hair, guys like Del Mastro that are just greasy. Yeah, there's a couple. Berkey's pretty greasy. Worst one though, like just can't grow anything. It's probably like Anderson, actually. Anderson, we were actually joking about that last night. He's got no facial hair whatsoever. So, yeah.
If you had to pick a breakout player from the Sting for the next round, and it can't be you, it can't be Voigt, can't be Pastujov or Burke, who's it going to be?
I mean, he's been playing unbelievable up to this series, and I'm going to go with Easton Wainwright. Very, very great hockey player. His speed is honestly unmatched. He can fly with the puck. He's got a great shot. He's smart, and he's scored some big goals for us in playoffs so far. So not even a breakout because he's kind of already been breaking out. But yeah, just for me, a player to watch because he can be dangerous.
He's played on a line with you a couple times, right?
Yeah, he has.
What has he brought to that line? Like, what dynamic does he bring to your line?
Pace. Just really brings that pace to the game. He opens up a lot of space with his speed and just makes smart plays with the puck. And he also has that ability to finish. So yeah, just a really good overall player.
What's your favorite part about playoff hockey?
I love the pressure of it. I don't know. I feel like, every game there's a lot of pressure to every game. And yeah, it's just super fun. I mean, all the fans are, cheering on your side and in Sarnia, and like it's so loud, and especially when you score a goal, the place goes ballistic, and such a cool feeling. And I think that'd be probably one of the best parts.
What's it been like around Sarnia the last week or so now that you guys, like I said off the top, making it to the third round for the first time in franchise history? Like, this is a rabid fan base.
Yeah, they're pretty excited. I mean, today, even on our Sarnia Instagram story, they had ticket sales today, and there's people lined up around the whole arena, like outside the building, and it was insane. I've never seen that. I walked in the rink this morning around like 10ish, and the whole building was like full with people around it. And then I left the building around like 4:30ish, and it was still like that. So yeah, people of Sarnia are pretty juiced up for this series. And obviously, like you said, it's the first time in franchise history that they made it to the Western Conference Finals. So yeah, Sarnia is going to be buzzing in game 3 and 4.
How much more exciting is it for you guys as players to get into those atmospheres when the fans are like that?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Like coming to play in Sarnia every night, like is so fun. I don't like playing in any other rink compared to Sarnia now. It's the fans just get you so into it, and everyone is so nice. Even after the games, they come up to you. They're all so kind, and they make you want to go out there and put your heart on the line, and it's just awesome.
Awesome. Luca, thank you very much for this. Good luck in the third round, and hopefully push the Memorial Cup.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
Zach Dean and the Gatineau Olympiques have been on an absolute tear since the start of December, losing just 3 times in regulation, with the third time coming in the first round against St. John. A sweep of Rouyn-Noranda sent them to the third round. The St. Louis Blues prospect tells us about how impressive their team defense has been through 2 rounds, the impacts of the veterans brought in this year, and changing their style of game against a more physical Quebec Rempart. Here's Zach Dean. Excited to welcome my next guest. He's leading the CHL in playoff scoring from the 8-1 Gatineau Olympiques. It's St. Louis Blues prospect Zach Dean. Zach, how you doing today?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Getting ready for the third round of the playoffs here. You guys have had some time off. What have you guys been doing to keep busy?
Yeah, we had a few days off after the last round, and this week we've been practicing and just getting ready for Quebec. We got the day off tomorrow or today, and we're heading out tomorrow. So it's going to be good, and we're looking forward to it.
How nice has it been to have all this time off to make sure everybody stays healthy and get healed up?
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, obviously rest is really important, and then if you get some guys that got some bruises and stuff like that, it gives them a little bit more time to heal and recover. So we're taking advantage of it for sure.
How do you take advantage of it but not lose the momentum that you guys have gained over the first 2 rounds?
Yeah, I know. I think that's something that's it's a little bit tough, especially when you have a little bit over a week before you play another game. So I think just the first game, it's just trying to get our legs underneath us when we start. So a strong start is really important.
Does it make it easier knowing that Quebec's in the same boat that you guys are?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but you don't really think about that too much. So we just try to go in with the same mindset, and we know that we've had a little bit of time off. So we just need to get our legs moving early.
And away from the rink, what have you guys been doing with that time off? You obviously had opportunity to spend a lot of time with the teammates.
Yeah, no, I mean, we try not to do too much. I mean, rest is really important. So just kind of chilling out. I mean, some of the guys will hang out and stuff like that, but other than that, we're at the rink a lot, so it's good.
Well, for you yourself, like I mentioned off the top, leading the entire CHL playoffs with 23 points in just 9 games. You're on a 19-game point streak dating back to the beginning of March with 18 goals and 42 points over that stretch. Are you playing some of the best hockey of your career right now?
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. I think just kind of since the second half and stuff like that, I think I've just been working on my game a lot. I think I'm just having fun. I think that's probably the most important thing for me, and I'm not overthinking. I'm just kind of going out there, doing my thing and doing everything I can to help my team win. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. But I mean, for the points wise and stuff like that, I'm not really thinking about it too much. I'm just going out there and just having fun.
Well, you set career highs in goals with 33 and points during the season, and goal game in the playoffs so far, but your shooting percentage is actually down. So if we average it out, you should be scoring a little bit more than what you are, which is a scary thought. So what's been the biggest difference for you from the regular season to the playoffs? Is it just the having more fun and being a little bit more relaxed, or have you tweaked some stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think I'm going in kind of with the same mindset, just go out there, do my thing, have some fun. But obviously I want to win. I mean, it's going to be my last year. So I think that's kind of my mindset, is just kind of do everything that I can to help our team win. And I mean, it's been going pretty good, and our team's been playing pretty well. So
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Finish the season without a regulation lost in 24 games. So nobody's going to be surprised that you made it to the third round, and especially in only 9 games. But it may be about how you guys were able to do it. Outscoring St. John 30-5, and then outscoring Rouyn 23-4, and mix in a loss in there too, which is just incredible. How has the team been able to impose your will so successfully over those first 2 rounds?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we don't really think about it. We just kind of go out there and and play our game. I mean, obviously every game isn't going to be your best, and I think that's something for us that we're kind of good at. I mean, good teams find ways to win even when they're not at their best. So I think we did a good job with that. Obviously, we capitalized on our chances in the first part of the playoffs, so I think that's a good sign. But it's just going to get harder from here. So we're really looking forward to the task starting on Friday.
You play with Antonin Verreau and Cole Cormier, so it's not the biggest line. What do you foresee as some challenges for you against Quebec, which is going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit tougher opponent than the last two?
Yeah, I think for us, I mean, we play with some speed and we see the ice really well, but I think we are going to have to be a little bit more physical. I think that's something that's going to be important. So, I mean, it's something that our coaches will be telling us and stuff like that, but I think we'll be ready to go for sure.
You and Olivier Boutin came in together as first round picks in 2019. Have you guys stepped up in the room and talked about how you mentioned that it's going to be your last year. Have you guys talked about it in the room and how important it is to you guys to go on a deep run and push for that Memorial Cup title?
Yeah, no, I don't think we really kind of talked about that. I mean, I think everyone's kind of in the same boat in a sense where they wanna win. I think I mean we've talked as teammates and as leaders kind of got together, and it seems like everyone's in it to win. So I mean, we didn't really talk about that, about if guys are leaving and stuff like that. I think everyone just has the same goal in mind. So
how much easier does it make it for you guys when everybody's got the same goal and going in the same direction together?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously when you have more guys kind of with the same goal, it's going to be easier. The guys are going to be, but I mean, nothing's going to be easy. So moving forward, we're just going to have to keep doing the same thing.
You guys brought in some heavy hitters this year in Gendron and Kidney, who's had a point in every single game for you guys except for the first one, and Olivier Nadeau in the offseason. And they're all playing on the same line together. We know what the impact they've had on the ice. What's been their impact off the ice for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, having them come in and obviously doing what they're doing on the ice, like you just said, it's pretty crazy, and they've helped us out a lot. I mean, it's one of the reasons why after Christmas we were going on that streak and stuff like that. But obviously, Nadeau being the captain and Kidney and Jendi coming in there, it's been good. They're all leaders. They played in the league, so it's good to get those guys kind of in. And I mean, when you get them in with the guys that we've already had, it's building a good culture for us. So we have a really good group, and they're really good leaders.
How easy was it for them to fit in, or how easily did they fit in with you guys once they got established there?
Oh yeah, it was pretty easy for them. I mean, at the same time, the guys kind of know everyone and stuff like that. Nads, he was here all year and stuff like that, doing his rehab and stuff like that. So, I mean, and guys know guys from, we have a few guys from the Maritimes and stuff like that. So.
And Lepena was brought in obviously because he's got a lot of experience. What kind of confidence does he give you guys? 4 shutouts already in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, he's been amazing, but I think kind of moving forward and stuff like that, I think we have a lot of confidence in him, but we're still going to need to be there to back him up and give him some confidence as well. So,
well, I was going to say team defense. I was a little bit worried when I saw that Noah Warren went down, knowing how much of a physical presence he is for you guys, and that a piece that you guys would miss surely in the playoffs. But the offense has been impressive from you guys, but I think the overall team defense that you guys have displayed through 2 rounds is even more impressive. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think like you said, it was 4 shutouts, not many goals given up. So I think that's a good sign. I think obviously moving into Friday and with Quebec, they got some firepower. So we're going to have to be more on top of that and can't make as many small mistakes because they'll capitalize on those chances. But yeah, it's been good for us defensively as well.
What kind of details do you guys have to be sure of in that series against Quebec to make sure that they're not getting in those high scoring slots?
Yeah, I mean, I think just little details in the defensive zone, even in others stopping on pucks, stuff like that. If you're flying by pucks and you give them some time and space, they'll get some scoring chances, and it'll just be bound for them to capitalize. So I think that's probably just some of the smaller details. I mean, it's a game of hockey. There's going to be mistakes, but the more that you can kind of cut down on that, the better it'll be.
When you guys go into a series against an opponent like Quebec, and it's going to be a little bit more physical, it's going to be a greasy grind 'em out series. How do you start to mentally prepare for that before you get into the games?
Yeah, I mean, obviously for me, I don't really like to think about it too much. Obviously, you need to some degree, but I mean, I look at it as just going to be fun when you get into those games, and especially in playoffs. It's a lot of fun when you're battling, you're competing, and you're playing for something at the end. So I think that's kind of how everyone kind of looks at it, and we're all really excited.
The team went 2-2-1 against Quebec this year. You weren't back for those last two games. You were still at juniors. So how do you guys go into preparing for this game? I'm sure you've watched a bunch of video this week. Obviously Quebec has been a powerhouse all season long, at or near the top of the power rankings all year.
Yeah, I think obviously during the season can't really look at that. I mean, playoffs is a whole new game. So obviously we've been doing some video and stuff like that this past week and just preparing, but we're just going to have to come out and play our game. I think that's the most important thing.
Do you worry about their big guns at all? Like, obviously you have to be aware when they're on the ice, but do you more focus about the team as a whole?
Yeah. I mean, I think it goes for any team. You have their top guys, you kind of look at them, you talk about them, but you can't get too focused on that. And I mean, they have a good team too. So I think it would be the same for them.
Yeah, obviously they're gonna look at your top six, yourself included, obviously, with the start that you've had to the playoffs. So what types of things do you feel like you're going to have to do to make sure that you're creating time and space for yourself to get some scoring opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough, and like I said, that's going to be the fun part about it. So when I get those scoring chances, or when I make those plays, got to try and capitalize, because it's going to be tough to get those. But I mean, it's going to be fun. I think that's just, I'm really looking forward to it. So it's going to be tough, but I think everyone's going to really enjoy it.
How do you take last year's experience and obviously being swept by the eventual champions, you don't like that, but seeing what they were like and able to do, how do you take that experience to help you guys this year, now that you've gotten to this stage?
Yeah, I mean, last year it was tough, and kind of the series were a little bit shorter too, but they had a good team. And then obviously Nadeau, he was on that team too. So I think that's good. He kind of gave us some advice and stuff like that about how they were as a team going forward through the playoffs and stuff like that. So I mean, I think you can't really look at other teams too much in previous years and stuff like that, but it's always good to kind of see how they were, and then obviously having Nads too to kind of talk about that. I think it's good for us.
What types of things has he said about that team and that run, or what to expect, or kind of the sacrifices you have to make?
Yeah, I think it was just how they came together so close, especially going forward in the rounds. I think that was probably one of the things that kind of stuck out to me the most. So I think that's what we're going to have to do if we want to continue to move forward.
The World Juniors this year, obviously a great experience for you. Are you able to take any of that experience and implement that in the playoffs, or just if it's even relaying some of that to the guys in the room?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a tournament. It's really high competition. It's a short tournament. So I mean, I think you have to build a winning culture pretty fast in those tournaments. So I think it kind of just ties into what I said about Nads and talking about his team last year. So I think that's something that I could also kind of bring back from there. I mean, it's to win that tournament and such a high competition. It's pretty tough. So I think that would be something that I could bring back to our team moving forward.
Everybody grows playoff beards this time of year. Who's going to have the best beard on the Olympics by the time you guys are done the playoffs?
Probably be Frankie LaPena or maybe Cole Cormier.
And on the opposite side of that, who's struggling the most?
Probably Jendi. He can't grow too much there. So.
And if you had to pick somebody on your team to have a breakout in this next round, and you can't pick yourself, you can't pick Gendron, Kidney, Nadeau, or Luno, who's going to break out for you guys?
I'm thinking it's going to be maybe Marcel. I think against Quebec. I mean, he's a big body. He has speed, and he can play with grit. I mean, he's big. So I think it could be his round for sure.
What's your favorite part about playoff hockey?
I think it's just to compete. Like I was saying before, I mean, that's kind of when you get in those games, you get more into the games when you're battling and you're competing. So, yeah.
What's it been like around Gatineau the last week?
Yeah, I know it's been pretty crazy. A couple of days ago, they were the ticket sales kind of opened up, and we were heading in the rink. It was pretty early for practice. It's probably a little after 8, and there was people lined up to get the tickets because the website was crashing and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool that those 2 games are already sold out. So it's gonna be fun playing in front of our fans.
Well, your rink's going to be a sellout. There's going to be a ton of fans in Quebec City as well. How much more exciting is it for you guys when you get into those loud atmospheres with the rabid fans?
Yeah, it's super fun. I think we look forward to that. I mean, we enjoy that, especially in our rink when you go out there for warm up and the rink is almost packed. So it's pretty cool. And then in Quebec, obviously the NHL rink. So that's pretty cool if they can the more people they can fit in that.
What's more fun, scoring in your building and hearing the crowd erupt, or scoring in the visiting building and silencing the crowd?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Probably our building. I think that's a lot of fun when the horn goes off and when the crowd gets going. So
drafted by Vegas, traded at the deadline this year, or just slightly before the deadline. What was that like for you? How did you find out about it? Were did you get a call or did you see it on TV first?
Yeah. It was kind of a crazy story. I just kind of woke up. We had a Sunday game. It was an early game. Slept in a little bit and kind of woke up. I was just getting ready, and we had to leave for the rink shortly. And I get a call from Vegas. They tell me I'm traded. I'm like, okay, and whatever. And then I was still like, I wasn't really even focusing on that because I was getting ready for the game. And then I get a call from St. Louis. They tell me welcome to the team and stuff like that. And right after that call, then I was heading to the rink to play a game. So everything happened pretty fast, but I was super excited.
Your old minor midget teammate from the Toronto Young Nats, Josh Bloom, he was also traded around deadline time from Buffalo to Vancouver. Have you been following him in the North Bay Battalion at all to see if there's a chance of you guys meeting up?
Yeah, no, I saw his trade too when that happened, and I've been following all the leagues and seeing kind of what's going on, and like I said, I mean they're a good team too. I think it was Game 7 last night that they won against Barrie, so I guess they're moving forward now. So
awesome, Zach. This has been great. Thanks for taking the time, and good luck in the third round of the playoffs and hopefully a run to the Memorial Cup.
Perfect. Thank you very much.